Good afternoon. Okay, actually, I'm very happy to do this presentation. I will try in 15 minutes. I think I have only 15 minutes to show you as much information as I can about some recent studies that we did. Keep in mind that most of those figures are exclusive and we are showing them for the first time. So the content, I'm going to have a few words about Ipsos, a little bit about the methodology of how we gathered this information. Then I'm going to talk about the internet penetration, online versus offline, social networks, e-commerce and online shopping, smartphones, online streaming, online downloads, and electronic gaming. I know it's a lot for 50 minutes, so you will be bombarded with figures, I think. So a little bit about Ipsos. Globally, Ipsos is one of the biggest research companies in the world. The company is publicly traded in Paris Stock Exchange. We have more than 5,000 clients worldwide, and we have direct presence in 85 countries in the world, and we employ more than 16,000 employees all over the world. What is very important to say that Ipsos is the only research company in the world that is owned and managed by research professionals. About Ipsos MENA, we are the leading market research company in the MENA region. And this year we will be celebrating our 25th anniversary in this region. We have more than 800 clients in the region and direct presence in 15 countries. We cover also 4 additional countries in direct presence. We employ more than 1,000 employees, and we conduct every year more than 1 million interviews. This is our coverage. Our start was in 1988 in Lebanon. Latest 2 countries are Pakistan and Iran in 2011. And we do have also field offices in countries like Libya, Afghanistan, difficult countries, but we are also conducting research there. So the information that I'm going to show you are mainly coming from 2 studies. One study with a sample size of 22,000 interviews conducted in 6 MENA countries in Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Jordan, UAE, Lebanon, and Kuwait. And the methodology is face-to-face interviews. And the other one is online. It is based on a combination of software panel. We have more than 7,500 software panelists and more than 23,000 cooking panelists. And this is online. I will start by the internet penetration, as you can see, by region. And here I'm talking about the total population aged 15 years and above. So total penetration, internet penetration in MENA region is 39%, highest in the GCC, 61%. And in North Africa, it's 30%, and Levant is 30%. If you look by country, in terms of percentage, UAE is the highest with 75%, followed by Kuwait, 64%, and Qatar, 61%. In terms of number of people, you have the highest is Saudi Arabia with 8.5 million persons connected to the internet, again 15 plus, followed by Morocco, 7.7 million, and Egypt. We have to mention that Egypt is only urban, excluding rural areas. Now, how do those people connected to the internet consume also conventional media online? So as you can see in most of the countries, those internet users, they mainly consume newspapers online. It's the highest everywhere with the exception of Saudi Arabia, where TV is consumed very much online. Now, to social network, the penetration of social networks across internet users. The highest is Jordan, with 88% of the people connected to the internet in Jordan having access to social media. And lowest is Lebanon, with 47%. Egypt is high, and UAE also is high. What are the consumed social media platforms? Of course, Facebook is the highest everywhere, and highest in terms of percentage is in Jordan with 86%, 78% in Egypt. Twitter is the highest among the countries with 33% in Saudi Arabia, while LinkedIn is the highest in UAE with 11%. The e-commerce and online shopping. The highest penetration of e-commerce also among internet users is in the UAE with 46%, but only 6% of those they do shop online. And lowest is in Egypt. And this shows, of course, the potential that exists on the level of e-commerce and shopping online. What do those people using e-commerce, what do they do there on the internet? It's mainly about e-banking, and they do a lot of booking online. So if we look at countries like Kuwait and Lebanon, so 52%, for example, in Kuwait, they transfer money online, and they check their balance also online. In UAE, a lot of people, they look at airline tickets online. What are the top products purchased online? In most of the countries, as you can see, it's clothing. So it's a good business for fashion companies. And you have some also people purchasing accessories or airline tickets in Lebanon, for example, but mainly clothing is the leading everywhere. What are the top e-commerce websites? Here we're talking about monthly internet reach. So if you look in UAE, KSA, and Egypt, Souk.com is leading, with the exception of Jordan, where Marca VIP is the number one. Let's move to smartphones. The penetration of smartphones across the total population here, it's not only among internet users. So here we move to total population. The highest is in KSA with 63%, and lowest is in Egypt with only 5%. UAE and Kuwait are also high with 61% and 49% respectively. And this is showing how high and how important is mobile. And this is why a company like Ipsos is moving a lot of our studies and research to mobile. If we look also at the penetration of mobile applications and the top categories downloaded. So if we look at Lebanon, 70% of smartphone users, they download applications. And the top category downloaded is news and feeds. In UAE, it's 65%, they do download applications, while the top category is mail. In most of the other countries, if you look, it's mainly news and feeds. So people are very much interested in downloading news applications. Also, you can see fun and gaming, multimedia, and other countries. We move to online streaming. The penetration of online streaming across internet users only. So the highest is UAE with 54%, and lowest is Egypt with 15%. Kuwait and KSA is also high. What are the type of content they stream online? So if you look at UAE, we're having movies, Kuwait, music videos. Movies is mainly everywhere in most of the countries. And we have also some educational stuff that are streamed online. But movies mainly is the main. The top video websites, of course, no surprise in this. In most of the countries, it's YouTube, leading by far, followed by other video websites, but YouTube is everywhere and is the highest. Downloading online now. So how many of internet users, they download online? Highest is in UAE and lowest is in Egypt. KSA is at 55% and Kuwait at 49%. Here I have to mention that it is also, this is related also to the speed of the internet in the countries. What type of content do they download? If you look at them, in most of the countries, it's music, games, video, and software. But mainly it's music all over the countries. It's the top content downloaded. The online gaming, here we're talking about penetration of electronic games among total population, not only internet users. Jordan is leading by 40%. This is not a surprise for me. I have a lot of Jordanian friends. They're very strong in this. So KSA is second with 38%. Lowest is Egypt with 17%. The top games website, here we have a variety. In KSA, we have Travian.com. And in other countries like Jordan and Egypt, we have y8.com. Those are the top games websites. The online content of interest, I think this is my final slide. what are people interested? What is the most interesting content for people? If you look at them, it's a mixture of news and feeds and jokes. So maybe because of what's happening in the region, they are very much interested in news and feeds. And after that, they will be looking for some jokes maybe to cheer up. We have also religious topics, weather, horoscope, but mainly it's news and feeds and jokes. I think this is the last one. Thank you. We still have some time, just in case you need to ask any question. I'll be happy to answer.
Thank you so much for the great numbers, accurate numbers actually. My name is Yanal from Gate to Play. I would like actually to ask two questions. Now you talked about online games, right? I just would like to know what are the most popular online game types that are being used in the Middle East. This is number one. Number two, what are the payment gateways used in such numbers of statistics you gave us? I mean, you told us that the clothes is the most popular, let's say, item is being sold on the internet, right? So what are the payment gateways are used for that? Thank you.
Thank you. I don't have anything in mind now about the games, but what I can do is I'll get your email and we'll send you this info if you need. Concerning the payment method, it's mainly using credit cards, but and PayPal are coming for the region. I think they're presenting in the next hall. So PayPal, I think, also will be used later. Concerning the games, I'll get you the info later.
Hello, I'm Amr Mazen from Velvet Top. I have a question about the smartphone penetration in Egypt and the methodology used to get these numbers. Because you said it's 5%, while Google says it's 24%. Google announced like an infographic last month saying that the smartphone penetration in Egypt is almost 25 or 26%. Here you said it's 5%. So.
Yeah, the smartphone penetration here is among the total population, not the internet users. So maybe Google are showing among the internet users only. Because here I showed you, and I was doing this intentionally, every time in each slide I was mentioning if this is among the total population or among the internet users. But among the total urban population in Egypt, it's 5%, not only the internet users. So that's why there is a difference.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. Please, Guy there.
Thank you so much for a brilliant talk. Could you give us a bit more on the speed of growth? You talked about, you've kind of given us a snapshot of where we're at, but do you have any information on how fast these numbers are going?
Yeah, those are recent numbers, so this is the latest numbers, but of course things are moving fast, especially in, we are all here living in an emerging market, but let's say the emerging markets. I think it's moving fast, especially on cases like the smartphone, for example, penetration, etc. But this is the latest one, so it's not something old and now it's changed. But also what we can do, we can share with you if you want the numbers like 1 year ago and what's happening now. But it's moving, I can tell you.
Yeah, just a simple one. You had a slide on penetration of e-commerce amongst internet users, and you said, let's just take the top one, which was the UAE. You said 46%, and then you said of whom 6% shop online. Not quite clear what your distinction between those two categories is.
Because you can go, for example, and check your account online. On your bank account, you can check to reserve a ticket, but not necessarily you will purchase it. So those 46% are doing all types of e-commerce, but 6% are only purchasing and paying money. Okay. We're done. Thank you very much again.